Alright, today in the channel for the first time we have a Q50. Never worked on one of these, like this type of engine, the 3.0 twin turbo. This is my first time, and I'm gonna be replacing the engine because he hit a pothole and all the oil came out the engine and it's seized up. So we're gonna replace this engine. So stay tuned and see how this thing is done. Let's get it. All right, first you're gonna want to remove all of the fluids from the engine and transmission, because you're gonna have to part out transmission and engine. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna drain the oil if there's any left, coolant. I don't think this thing has power steering anymore. I think it's electric, so I don't see a power steering reservoir. Also gonna remove the freon from the AC system, and then start removing connectors, hoses, and all this stuff, and then dropping everything. So let's get it. All right, with the vehicle up in the air, found a hole, a plastic pan. But yeah, all this is damaged down here. Could still put it back on, I think. Yeah, the bolts are missing, they ripped out or something. But we're gonna drain everything real quick. Let's get it. All right, while the coolant's draining, I'm gonna remove the cover for the transmission that was hanging there. Always put back the bolts where I took them out from, just so I don't lose them. So now we expose the transmission, transfer case, all that. In this case, we're gonna be dealing with the transmission fluid, so we're gonna drain it and then we're gonna fill it later on. I'm gonna show you guys how to measure how much comes out of here, so you guys don't mess up putting the wrong amount in. So let's get it. The motor, time to get to work. All right, next I disconnected the battery. I left the car in neutral. Now I'm disconnecting these air boxes. So it's 2 bolts. This thing pops up. Don't be afraid to pull it right. Pull it from like right here. Put your finger on here like this, and pull up on it. There's a clip there, little clip. Then you can access that bolt to take that air box out. Let's get it. All right, on this side we remove the air box. We remove all the AC lines, and we also removed that cooling line right back there, and there was a ground right here, and there was a little thing here that holds it. So, and then next we're going to put a cap on these, and so we don't get nothing in there. And then we're going to start taking this side apart, the computer and all the rest of the stuff. I think I have to take the cowl off as well, but I'm just trying to get it ready to come down. So it's gonna just come down just like that. So let's get it. All right guys, on this side and on the other side, you're gonna have to take off the caliper. I took it off from here, the bracket. From this, you're gonna take the axle out, the steering, tie rod, out of the knuckle, the pads, and then this bolt that holds the strut. And then I also removed the speed sensors. Sometimes they don't want to come out, but this car is fairly new. This was really bad, so still got it out. So I zip tied this to here because this is all going to come down anyway. So you want to take all that stuff off. I'll show you. That's what it should look like, and this, I'm still working on it, so just get an idea of what's going on. Let's get it. All right, so I removed that brace down here, exposed the rack. This end just seized, so I can't even turn the crank to get those bolts out of there. I'm soaking this up, and I marked it. I took all the stuff off the suspension. So this thing's almost ready to come out, but since I can't, you know, do anything with the crank, you know, I can't get those bolts separated from the torque converter. I'm gonna have to separate the trans from the torque converter and the engine at the same time, and the torque converter is gonna stay in the engine. So I think that's the best way to get this thing out. So stay tuned, guys. All right, now I'm gonna remove the exhaust. Ready? There you guys have it. Exhaust is off. Next to the Lambo. Now let's take this drive shaft off and a whole bunch of other little things. Let's get it over here. Let's get it. All right, we're draining the fluid. It's pretty dirty. It's supposed to look red. It's black. So we're gonna put some in there, replace it, and make it fresh. So let's get it. All right, guys. So on this side, took out the air box. Took out all the plugs here. There's 2 here. There's 3 here. 1 stays here. Few lines off. Evap stuff was off. I had to take the hose down there off for the coolant. Still leaking a little bit. And then there's a connector right there and here that you have to unhook. And it's way easier than the G37s with the VQ 37s, because the actual ECUs out here, not inside the car. And the inside the car is this one. This car comes with it, but with the 3.7 inside the car. So yeah, with that being said, this thing, I'm gonna continue on the bottom to take out everything, because this side from up here is everything's done. So we just gotta continue with the bottom. Let's get it. All right, guys, so now we're down here. I'm gonna take out the rack because I don't want it to get in my way. And I'm thinking of just taking out the transmission, since it's seized and it'll be easier to move around with the, you know, transmission jack. So later I don't be fighting it. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So with that being said, I'm gonna take this bracket off and this bracket off. So hopefully they come out with some heat. Let's get it. All right, guys, so we're starting disconnecting everything from the transmission, all the plugs. It's just been held by the couple of the brackets there. Once I bring it down, I had to remove the steering shaft or steering rack, and then this shaft here, the all-wheel drive shaft that goes in there. It's all over there, chilling. So, and unplug it, of course. The starter's out. This cat's out because it was gonna get in my way to taking out the trans. This one looks like we're clear, so we're not gonna worry about this side until we, you know, get it all the way out. So now I'm gonna try to take this bracket down and take the bolts out of the transmission that holds it to the engine, and try to get all the wires out and then slide it out. Let's get it. All right, so I couldn't get the trans out because there was a wire up there that was gonna get in my way. I didn't feel like fighting with stuff. So with that being said, we're gonna just drop everything and we're gonna see what happens. So let's get it. Gotta hold that wire. There we go. Everything looks like it's gonna line up. This one needs to be this way a little bit more. This one looks good. All right, looking good. All right, guys, so I ran into an issue. The lift is hitting the table and I can't come down anymore. So what I'm gonna do is probably shift the legs over this way somehow, and then drop everything. Let's get it. All right, change the plans. We put a little cart, see if it holds up. Looks like it's holding up, so we're going up with the car now. Nothing's in the way. Looks good. Looks good over here. This shaft here What's going on in my head? Hopefully it'll pass there. Let's see. Alright, we got the engine sitting on that metal bin that has come in handy. And we got the whole thing out. That's how you take out this drivetrain. So now we can just, this is the piece that was giving me a hard time right here. I didn't want to pull on it too much. I could have, but I didn't want to. Alright guys, let's get this trans out of this engine and see what happens. Let's get it. Alright, so instead of taking the trans off right now, since it's secured on here, I'm gonna take off this belt, all the stuff that engine needs, which is even the harness, because I saw some wires that were ripped up, and I'm just gonna put his harness on just to make sure it's good. But yeah, it's more work for me. But unless we get to take this apart and figure out how it goes and everything, so when we do another one, we know. And that's how we find things out, by searching for them. Let's get it. Alright guys, so I took it all apart up here while it was on here before I removed the trans. And now I'm taking off the wiring harness. It's almost out. So it's a lot of work, but I gotta do it right, because this one had some wires missing or like chewed up and stuff. So I gotta transfer over the harness. I could have just repaired those 2-3 wires, but I just don't know how that harness is, you know. So we're just gonna swap it out. We don't play games. So let's get it. All right guys, so we separated the trans and the engine. So we're at this point right now. I don't think we damaged anything. Even the seal looks good. So we're gonna get a better video of that in a second. The seal looks pretty good still. I think it should be alright. Alright guys, so we got the engine out off the subframe. Looks good. Looking good. Now we gotta take off the oil pan, because we gotta get that torque converter off. So we're gonna take these 10s out of the plastic one that cracked, and then we're gonna take the upper one off. Let's get it. All right guys, so I had to take it all apart up to here so I can get that torque converter out. So I got one more bolt, and it's 4 of them. They look like that. So yeah, it's a lot of work when you get this seized engines, but it's all right, we're getting it done. Let's get it. All right, so this engine is definitely stripped down. Now, time to move on to this engine and start taking everything off it, so we can put it on there. I cleaned up the subframe really nicely, looking brand new. Put the torque converter in there, make sure it was clicked in all the way. And yeah, we moving along. So let's remove these intakes real quick. Ready? There you guys have it. Intercoolers and intake, manifold are off, throttle bodies and everything. I took them out, one whole piece. This piece, it's all connected still, and then this piece here came out all together. So now we're gonna be removing. Now we're gonna be removing the wiring harness on this engine, just like we did on this engine. So we want to disconnect all the connectors one by one. All these, we're gonna have to loosen them up. And yeah, it's fun time, guys. But let's fast forward. That stuff's boring. Ready? There you guys have it. No wiring. Wiring's over there now. Big project. So now we have to get this engine on top of here. Once we get it on top of here, put the trans on, and then start working around, putting everything back together. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to bed. Let's get it. All right, so we're installing this engine now from this bracket and this bracket back here. And we're gonna lift it up and see if it's more level than when we took it out. Hopefully nothing's in the way. Over here we're good. Hold on. That's how you level an engine, guys. Always grab it from places where you can level it. So this pan's broken, so we got one coming. So let's get it. All right, so we got it up here. Notice that this has a cooler on this side. The other engine didn't have one, so we're gonna swap out this hose here because it does have an extra hose, and we don't want no leaks. So we're gonna do that now. I'm gonna swap out that hose with this one. So let's get it. Yo, bro, just took this out of the engine. It came out of right in there. I don't think I want this engine, man. Yeah, it's crazy. I want to know where this came from. You know, if it was ran before, I don't know, man. See if you can find me another one before I put this in. All right, so the issue that I found, it was from here. Probably mishandling it. This engine looks like it ran though. Dude, this engine is screwed. Look at all the metal pieces in here. And the oil pan that I took off. All right, guys, so bad motor. We got a bad motor from the junkyard. Long story short, they gave me warranty with it, but they're not trying to follow through with their warranty. 6-month warranty. I should be able to get another engine, the same, you know, not put any more money up or anything, but they're making me put more money up if I want another engine. I think that's beat. So with that being said, we're gonna be returning this engine to them in pieces because I'm not putting it back together. So that being said, we just hooked it up to the thing, tied it down better than they brought it to me. So I'm gonna bring this and all the parts, so stay tuned, guys. Let's get it. And guys, I got busted my shoulder snowboarding. So that being said, we're gonna try to get this job done regardless, because that's what we do. Let's get it. All right, so we're putting in the engine. I'm holding this as much as I can. See if I get it on video. With the other hand, I can still move it. It's not broken, it's just fractured. Ahí está ya, yo creo. Ahí está. Push it forward. ¿Por qué no lo estás haciendo más para acá? Si estás antes de salirte. It's okay. Hasta ahí ya. Ya pegó. Espérame. Ahorita lo empujamos, no están. All right. Whatever. All right, guys, so we returned the engine and we got a check. So now we're gonna go pick up this other engine. Let's get it. All right, so we got another engine from the junkyard, and they said this is the only one they could get me, which only it's for the rear wheel drive. But in this case, the oil pan for that one, the one we need to convert this into all-wheel drive, it came with that engine and it's not broken. So that's a good thing. I told the guy, you know, all that extra work, give me a couple $100 off, and he did. So we got a better deal so I can get paid for this work. And not as much as I wanted to, but at least it's something. But yeah, we got this baby. And look at the difference on the oil pan. There's nothing on this one, perfectly. No metal shavings, no crazy stuff going on with this one. So that being said, let's take this oil pan off as soon as my buddy gets here, because I'm all messed up still. Let's get it. All right, guys, so we flipped the engine over so that we can access the lower oil pan, or yeah, the middle one. So I already took the lower one, so this is the mid one. About to take that off. All the bolts around, and then you have two bolts that are tense that are over here. And we took all those out. So now time to take the pan out. All right, just separated the oil pan, and now we gotta get it out. Just gonna get it out. My right hand today. Hold on. Pry it with that right here. There you go. Pull that whole thing out. Put it upside down here, like flip it over, so I can check it out. Okay. So it looks the same on the bottom here. I was just checking those two ports right there to see. Oh, the seals are staying here. They stay here. There's two little seals that stay here. We just got to clean these up on both that pan over there and this one. Let's get it. All right, we're going to clean up the oil pan now so that we can, or this area for the engine, and then the oil pan over there, so that we can put in the engine in. So let's get it. All right, we're all cleaned up, and now we're going to put in the oil pan. We cleaned both sides on there, looking fresh, and we RTV it. So let's put it on now. All right, so now we're torquing down everything. All the bolts, they go to 17.2 newton-meters. So we set it up to 17 newton-meters, so it's tight enough. So let's get it. All right, we're moving right along. We got one of the mounts on there. We took the rear-wheel drive mount off. Now we're putting the all-wheel drive mounts on. So that's how they look. And those look like that. So we got the oil pans on. We torqued down the turbos, because we got to take the turbos off to put those mounts on. These turbos look brand new though, because when I was taking out this wire right here, the wiring was routed the wrong way, which tells me that they've replaced the turbos on this before. Because I looked up there's a bulletin for these turbos. So if you guys want to know about that, go on All Data. Peace. All right, so today we're at this point. We've replaced this little part there. This one's blocked off. It was in this engine. And then this goes up to the valve cover. So we took off the valve cover as well and swapped it out, because there's a hose that breathes through there, and I don't know why that is. Maybe this is California emissions, and that switches that. I'm not sure. If you know, comment below what that little hose is. Like I said, this valve cover is blocked off back here, and then this is blocked off as well. So that being said, let's keep going. Put that thing back on and torque it down. Let's get it. All right, so we're getting ready for liftoff, and we're gonna put on these hoses before we put it in, because then after that we can't put those in. They mount to the engine itself. So when we do that right next, we're also gonna be putting this here, line it up, and then putting this together with that, and then dropping this down and finishing up the job. So those are the next steps we're going to be taking. Hope you guys like this video so far, and you know, we're getting it done. Like I said, I got a bad shoulder, but it's okay. We're keeping it going. Got my buddy here. My dad's helping me. So let's get it. All right, we lift it up. Now we hold on. Be careful with that. I don't think. Hold on. We're good here. And she's on the mount. My bad. Did I hit you?
You're good.
I scared him there. I almost took his hand off. So now we're gonna line up the transmission and put it together. Sorry, I'm not getting this on, but I got a bad arm and I'm trying to help. That's it. Tighten that mount up. Ahí está, ese axel, déjalo nomás así. Everything's on. Looking good, baby. Let's get it. All right, so we got the transmission and engine together. This is looking good. Cleaning it up. And everything looks pretty good. Everything's tight, all the mounts over here. Just tighten them down. Okay. And now we're continuing putting on all the stuff, like the harness and stuff like that. So stay tuned. Let's get it. Going back in, baby. AC compressors on, all the wirings run right everywhere. Looking good. Got to put the alternator, belt, and all the stuff up here. So this is hooked up. Getting along, or getting it done. Let's get it. Couple of the little bolts there, but everything looking good. At the end of the day, we looking good. Let's get it. All right, guys, so the engine's pretty much completely assembled as much as I can get it on here, so I can put it up in the air, or I can put it back into the car. But I torqued everything. Every single wire is ran properly. Every bracket, everything's torqued down properly. The intake manifold bolts go to 25 newton-meters, if I didn't mention that. The valve covers go to 9 newton-meters. And I don't remember a lot of the other ones, but they're like 30 newton-meters and so. Now we're gonna be dropping the car into the engine and transmission to the drivetrain, and then we're gonna be hooking up everything so we can finish it and hear this thing run. Let's get it. Filling up the transmission. That's the fluid, it's really red. All right, so we captured 5.5 quarts out of the whole system when we were taking it out. And we know that because I used a container, got it, and then I measured it here. And this is your nasty fluid, it's all black. So you saw the other one was red, so it's supposed to look like that. It's supposed to look red. You gotta change them more frequently of these cars because you beat on them and people beat on them, and I don't know. That's why it looks like that. That's why I'm saying it. People beat on them. All right, let's get it. Let's continue putting this thing in. It's almost time. All right, so about to drop the engine into the car, or drop the car onto the engine. So everything's hooked up. We put the axles in. Everything's hooked up. We put the transmission fluid in. We put all the drive shafts in. Everything's ready. So once it goes in, we got a couple plugs up there, a couple hoses, and then drive shaft exhaust, and this thing should be able to fire right up. Well, we got to put oil in the engine as well and coolant. So let's get it. All right, moment of truth. We're coming down. Let's go. Oh, we're going down. Looking good? They're looking pretty good. See? Yeah, it's clearing everything. Just here's gonna, all right. Yeah, we're good. Let's keep going. Cargando. Hold on. Almost. Get this thing. Oh, we're pretty close. Pretty close. Let's get it. Let's get it. All right, so. Oh, el wood se está
Sí, ya. ¿Lo saco?
No, ahí déjalo. Ahí voy.
The harness. Wait, what is that? Is that a harness or a...
This is fine. This is fine. Coming down. Ya está. Just gotta put the nuts on it.
Strong table.
Pretty strong. I gotta get a new one. Here, put 2. It's my guys today. Working hard, man. All right, guys, so we're getting to the point where we're gonna start this thing. But first, we're just tightening up the exhaust and all this shields and drive shafts and all this stuff, guys. So doing our best. We're almost done. Stay tuned. All right, we're about to put this on, so stay tuned. All right, so we got the arms in. Now I'm hooking up all the other stuff that goes over here. Get this up there. Yeah, everything looking good. So all you gotta do is just hook up everything back on and start it up. Let's get it. All right, guys, so engine's all back put together. I put oil in there. I didn't put coolant on it because I'm waiting for it. My dad went to get it right now. Put the trans fluid in already, so we should be able to be able to fire it right up and hear this bad boy for the first time. And let's cross our fingers that this thing's actually good, because I think it is, because we did, we opened it up and checked it out because of the oil pan that we have to replace. So with that being said, let me crank her over and see what's going on. Let's get it. All right, first start up, put it in park, because we had a neutral or park. We shouldn't apply the brakes. We should just tap it. Oh yeah, she sounds really good. Oh yeah. Engine sounds good. No issues. But let's turn it off for now, because we don't have no coolant. I just wanted to hear the engine. It sounds really good. I'm happy with it. Now, time to put some coolant in the system, check for any leaks, and keep it running. Stay tuned. All right, she's outside. She moved on her own. Engine sounds good. Yeah, everything looks good. It's just burning off all the steam, all the whatever was on there. But I'm happy the way it sounds and the way it's running so far. So thanks to my boy for helping me. Got the TRX, got the G. Let's get it.